watching a game recently, and there was two very different managerial styles. One of them was pointing every pass where he wanted to go, literally. I remember you saying that you like to give players the tools to sort it out for themselves. Are you sceptical of that sort of management where someone is literally kind of putting the pass into play before it happens?
No. I just think it's a reflection of personality and character. I just think people do things in different ways. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it, but it has to suit your kind of personality and your character more than anything else. Or I certainly think there's merit. I think our role is to help players on game day. That's our role. How you do that, I think, really depends, like I said, on kind of your personality and your character and your methodology. But no, I think there's they both can be equally effective as long as they're I guess authentic in terms of the person you are.
You're speaking also about the difference between sort of more valid criticism of your team and then criticism of yourself. And remember, you name-checked Nuno in that as well. Talk about, if you've got these years of experience, maybe you command a bit more respect. Were you slightly referring to his time here at Tottenham, and what did you mean by those comments? Did you think that he was maybe wasn't given the respect he deserved? Why?
No, I don't think it's about giving the respect. It's just that, like I said, there's a real easy way to kind of dismiss a person on the back of something not working out, because that's what it is. It obviously didn't work out from here, but I said he did a great job at Wolves, and it's almost like when he got appointed at Nottingham Forest, people were almost underwhelmed by it, and I couldn't see why, because he's got a strong CV and he's already proven himself at this level. So yeah, it's just I think like I said, sometimes we sort of very dismissive of people's kind of experience in a role, which I think increasingly more so in today's world, experience I think is probably a key factor into how you navigate management.
John?
You talk about your Christmas day. How much of a sacrifice is it to be so far away from your family? It's not something people think about, is it?
Yeah, look, I think all these things are balanced out. It's a sacrifice in fact, in the terms of I think Christmas is an important part of the time of the year. I really do. I think I've always I know my childhood, I've always cherished memories of Christmas and spending with the family, but ultimately we've also made a decision as a family to kind of go down this route, and you take the benefits of that in terms of me being able to do something I'm really passionate about, and when that happens, sometimes it's at the sacrifice of things, especially for family members. I'm sure my kids and my wife would prefer to be with me as well. I hope so anyway. But like I said, it's just the choices you make and the sacrifices, and all families make sacrifices. Ours is no different.
What will you do when you make a call? You're going to make a call home. Then what will you do?
Well, we obviously got training. We've pushed it back to late evening because I think it is important for the players to spend the day with their families and the staff. I'll have a quiet morning, mate. I'll speak to my family and then just get on with my day.
Do you think Ben Godfrey as a stopgap in January is there?
Sorry.
Ben Godfrey?
No, we're starting naming players, are we? No. Let's wait till after Christmas for that. Yeah, okay. Thanks. We'll just see, mate. I'm kind of hoping that I've been really good this year because I've got a fair Christmas list for Santa, so we'll see what I get.
You've been a naughty little boy, apparently. So.
Yeah, well, that's true as well. Yeah, so that's fair enough too. Yeah, touche. I may not get anything, so we'll see.
Matt?
Nuno might be a good example of. I mean, he was here. He didn't last long. He was criticised. He was probably unpopular with supporters. You played completely the opposite type of play. The football is very different, and you were also criticised. Will people criticise anything?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the case, Matt. And that's okay. That's like I said. I think we sometimes I said, I think last week, in today's world, we kind of search for perfection, and it just doesn't exist. You know, you kind of, whatever road you go down, there's going to be some pain, there's going to be some challenges, and you know, if you're always kind of seeking this, you know, people say, okay, well, I should be more, you know, I don't know, defensive-minded in my approach. So that means I need to temper my attacking approach, make it a little bit more defensive to achieve perfection. And or you know, if you're too defensive, you know, people say, you know, you should be a little bit more attacking. For what purpose? To be perfect? Well, none of that exists. So you know. And I think there are some people who will always just look at it in black and white terms of just results, and you can't change that opinion. You know, if I'm winning, then I'm great, and my system's great, and my beliefs are great, philosophy's great. If I'm losing, everything's... So, you know, like I said, with these kind of things, I tend to sit in the grey of just saying, well, let's just see, you know, maybe we'll end up being something nice if we let it grow.
How do you view the table, the league, the competition at this point? Take Liverpool out, it's all very close and confused.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's an unusual year, and I think it'll stay an unusual year. I just got a sense that, like I said, Liverpool, you know, obviously are in a great moment, but everyone else, I think, is having challenges. Maybe Chelsea is still okay squad-wise. They're having challenges with, you know, with injuries, which means that in a very competitive league, it doesn't take much for kind of, you know, a team to get disrupted in terms of their form. Because you look at sort of probably, from second or third down to, I don't know, position 16, like any given week, anyone can win in those. And the spread of points is not as great as you would expect this time of year. So I think it's going to be a tight league all year, and I think any team who can hit some consistency and keep their players healthy can make a real impact. And conversely, if you go through a tough time, you'll find yourself probably, you know, in a tougher position than maybe in another year.
Do you feel when you get people back, you can stick a sequence of results together?
Yeah, I certainly believe that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I certainly believe that. But obviously, you need to kind of stay in touch in the meantime. And look, I always felt, you know, like I said, probably after the City game, that this is going to be the toughest period we're ever going to face, knowing what we were going to have to come up against in terms of the amount of games and the squad we had. You know, we've still got, you know, at least a couple of games to go in that period. And we just got to try and hang on.
Might you have Davis back on Boxing Day?
Yeah, hopefully. He's training. The idea is for him to train today. Again, I just can't risk any more injuries. So my gut tells me, you know, if he trains today, it's only really 2 sessions with the team before Boxing Day. Probably wiser to save him for the weekend. The plan is to have him training and potentially be available.
And we'll finish with Gary, please.
You said in the sort of broadcast about when you sort of had this up like that on Sunday, it weighs on people around the club and it weighs on you. How does it weigh on you? How does that affect you as a person? I mean, we know it affects fans and like that. How does it? You're the one that's taken it home.
Well, because I'm responsible for it. You know, I'm the one that's kind of choosing the path we're on, and you know, it's difficult, and you know, I don't like seeing, like I said, our supporters, you know, having to experience a game like that, and I don't like the players, you know, giving everything and feeling the way they do, and all the staff, because everyone works hard, and they're all doing a great job, you know, but ultimately, a day like the weekend, everyone kind of leaves fairly, you know, deflated and disappointed and unfairly judged, in my opinion, and that's my responsibility. So, of course, it weighs on me. It weighs on me very heavily. But as I keep saying, my biggest responsibility is to try and change the course of this club and bring success to it. And as much as, you know, I take it pretty hard, I still feel like my role is to make sure that we stay the course.
Plus, obviously, January is a tricky window, like you said, and how realistic, I
Well, yeah, I mean, I think there's two different questions. I think improve the team may be a bit challenging, but improve the depth of our squad. I think there's always possibilities out there. I think it's a bit more challenging this January because of the way European football's set up, because sometimes in January you would find maybe a couple of clubs out of Champions League contention that were thinking, well, you know what, we're not in the Champions League, so maybe just release a couple from our roster, and so that doesn't exist now because all European competitions are kind of still in the balance. So that probably adds another layer of difficulty to it. But we'll endeavour, because I think there's definitely a need for us to reinforce. We'll just see how successful we are in that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Safe. No worries. All the very best. Thank you. Merry Christmas.